Good afternoon, this is Jeff at Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at 3127 Northeast 60th Avenue here in Portland, located down in the basement. We're up against the right side foundation wall that's as you face the front of the home from the street. That's how I describe everything, right between the two laundry machines. Very easy clean out to hunt down. So a big 4-inch ABS clean out was adapted onto this thing, so you have a nicely accessible clean out, but we actually are dropping straight into cast iron. Reset the foot counter here. All right, water's running. We are zeroed out. Off we go here. Nice clean flow line we're coming in. Oh, cool. 3034 PVC right out of the gate. And it would appear, we're going to take a second look. You've got a tie. My camera's kind of situated sideways right now. There is a tie-in that comes in there, which could be a couple different things. Obviously, the most concerning would be something like a party line. Being that this line has been updated, though, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a clean-out access on the exterior of the home. So we'll look for that here in just a minute while we're doing the locating and reeling the camera back in. And when we swapped to 3034, that's the PVC pipe right now, it looked like it made a diameter change over to 6-inch. We'll get a better gander at that transition joint when we come out. And so, thus far, we've gone through a couple different spots of standing water, a couple wonky spots. You can see there's some kind of lumps and bumps in the flow line, which almost gives it the appearance the line may have been sleeved, which usually means it may actually be 4-inch pipe. We'll get a better look. Sometimes what they do, if you've got a older 6-inch concrete line, let's say, or 6-inch clay pipe, and the grade is reasonably good still, a little bit of standing water here and there, but nothing too crazy, they can actually shove a 4-inch rigid pipe right down the middle of an older 6-inch line. And what can create those kind of lumps and bumps in the flow line are where there used to be offset joints or excess pipe grout, which the plastic pipe ends up kind of deforming around, so you get that, some kind of lumps and bumps in the flow line. So anyway, we'll get a better gander at everything when we come back out here. That's kind of what it's looking like. In fact, this right here may actually be where it bumps back out to 6-inch. That looks like we're making a diameter change there finally. So, but quite a clean sewer line. The homeowners living here currently have done a pretty good job of keeping the line clean. Very little buildup to speak of, especially no major grease buildup, which is nice to see. And that right there is the main lateral connection. And we're going to go locate that while the pipe drains out, and we'll have a better look at things as we come back in. So, not a perfect sewer line, but thus far it's not looking too bad. There's a couple low spots in the line, but we'll check those out here in a second. Alrighty, located the camera head successfully. Line terminates out on Northeast 60th. You're kind of just in general the route the line takes. The line pops out of the right side of the house. You're upstairs, basically underneath the bathroom window, hangs a right-hand turn and shoots out to the street. Line meanders around a little bit, but kind of overall makes a pretty straight shot once it turns away from the house. Yeah, right here, the line does kind of dive down. It looks like it's making a diameter change there to 6-inch. There's been a couple spots in this line, though, that visually speaking have looked that way. Anyway, and when I came back in, I did check, real quick, little tiny bit of Fernco exposed at this joint right here. That joint is sealed. There's zero signs that joint is open. Call that a slip. And or they just didn't butt the pipe ends all the way up against each other. I get concerned about those when I can tell that they're progressively shifting. It's very obvious. You get dirt staining going down the sidewall of the pipe, or dirt and groundwater seeping in. You'll have earthworms crawling around. And on top of that, generally speaking, you'll get progressive settling. So that joint there just has about maybe a 1/4 inch of Fernco exposed at the top of the pipe, but otherwise very sealed up pipe joint. We're going past a couple, or at least the furthest out little kind of deformation in the flow line there. Yeah, this kind of has the appearance that it was sleeved. It's a very slick repair process. They basically expose a hole on the outside of the house and shove a line right down the middle of the old line that used to be there. And in most cases, unless the offsets or the grout dams, what you can also get are grout dams from the old pipe, where either excess pipe grout was put in, which creates obviously a dam on the flow line. The pipe can kind of deform over the top of it. By the time you put nice smooth plastic pipe in there, it makes them almost entirely insignificant, especially in larger diameter pipe like this. You can see how well the line's drained off here thus far. There's almost no standing water to speak of. And what you do have is so minor, at least thus far, it's not even going on my report. You might have a 32nd of an inch in a couple spots. Very, very minor stuff. And my biggest concern right now is just where that Y connection is coming from at the start of the line. My guess is it's probably just a clean out access and or potentially a storm system tie-in. Now, this is probably the most notable standing water in the entire line. It too is, at least so far, looks very minor. Dissipates off at 9 feet. That right there is not even a 1/4 of an inch of water, and that belly lasts for all of a foot and a half, from 8 to 9 feet there. You've got about a 1/16 of an inch of standing water. It doesn't even hit the base of my camera lens, which right now my camera is kind of situated sideways, kind of upside down. The bottom of my camera lens sits about a 1/4 inch off the bottom of the pipe, and that water line's not even hitting that. Yeah, this turn makes it visually really difficult to tell. I think the line swaps over to 6-inch pipe. It's just, you just get terrible view. Either way, you've got 4 and 6-inch diameter pipe, no doubt about it here. So I'm going to try and go locate this to see if I can uncover a clean out, possible storm tie-in. And the other possibility is, theoretically could be a party line connection. Being that this line's been fully updated, it's fairly unlikely that that's the case. And most lines that get updated like this end to end usually will end up with an exterior clean out install on top of it. They just generally come into the top of the pipe, not horizontally into the side of the pipe or into the flow line like that. Just less common. Storm system tie-ins are also very common on older homes too. Alrighty, so I just went out there and took that locate. The angle that thing is coming into the line looks like it's coming in kind of from the rear of the property. My best guess is it's going to be some kind of, it's either storm related or clean out. When you pull the permits up, the line was updated and permitted back in 2007, which is past the point of party line outlaws. It was all certified and passed by the city. So anyway, nice looking sewer line there, good flow end to end, and the imperfections the line does have are very minor and subtle, are not affecting flow in any kind of way. Sewer line is functioning properly at this time.